This recording is made at Dream Chasers, a training center in Chennai, India. We can be reached at 9941436511. Our website is www.dreamchasersindia.com. This is session 4. Affinity, a liking or inclination towards something. He has a strong affinity for sports. Augment, to increase, to make something bigger or larger, to augment the production capacity. Augur, A-U-G-U-R, to predict. Augurs were people in ancient Rome who used to foretell events by observing and interpreting signs and omens. They were the prophets or the astrologers or the soothsayers. Hence, to augur means to predict. The couple listen to each other, think and then talk. This augurs well for their marriage. Avid, marked by keen interest. An avid sports fan. Baffle, to confuse completely, to perplex. Synonyms would be nonplus. He was nonplussed by the word nonplus. Behest, an authoritative command. At the king's behest, the soldiers arrested the 5 people who were plotting to take revenge. Belated, happening later than normal. Belated birthday wishes. Benign, kind and gentle, not dangerous. Benign tumor. The opposite will be malignant. Malignant would be dangerous and something that normally leads to death or severe problems. Conviction, unshakable belief, religious convictions. Conviction could also mean to prove that a person is guilty in court. He was convicted, which means that he was proven guilty. Bilk, to cheat. Boisterous, B-O-I-S-T-E-R-O-U-S. Noisy and full of life and energy. Boisterous children, boisterous crowd. Brackish, salty. Brackish deep water lakes in Kerala. Brim, the top edge of a cup. He poured the water up to the brim. To brim with something is to be full of something. He was brimming with confidence, which means he was full of confidence. Cadaverous, pale and thin, like a dead body. Cadaver is a dead body. So pale and thin like a dead body is cadaverous. People who were rescued from Nazi camps had a cadaverous look. Cajole, to make somebody do something by gentle urging, not by forcing, but by gentle and mild persuasion. The husband tried to cajole his wife. Callow, C-A-L-L-O-W, young and inexperienced, immature. Callow youth. Candid, frank. A candid interview, a candid statement. Categorical, very clear. The guy proposed to the girl and she categorically said no, which means very clearly said no. Caustic, critical or bitter or sarcastic. Caustic comments. Clutch, to hold somebody or something tightly. The father clutched the hand of the child when they were crossing the road. Cohere, to stick or hold together in a mass, to unite. Comply, to act in accordance with another's command or request. The patient complied with the doctor's order. Concur, to agree. Goods which are not supposed to be imported or exported legally. Contraband goods. The custom officials caught 50 kgs of contraband. Dangle, to hang freely. The cigarette dangling from his mouth. Suppose you are sitting in a sunshade, you let your legs dangle. Suppose you are sitting on the side of a boat with one of your legs on the side, you let that leg dangle. Daze, stun. He was dazed by the defeat. Decollate means to behead, to remove the head off. Decollate also means to separate the copies of something. For example, you have a lot of computer printouts, you separate the copies. That is also decollating. Degrade, reduce in worth. Posters degrading women. Delight, a feeling of great pleasure or satisfaction. He was delighted when he saw the lost dog. Deprecate, to express strong disapproval of something. Deprecating comments. Depreciation, a decrease in price or value over a period of time. Depreciating assets. For example, if you buy a car, on the first year its value might be 5 lakhs, after 2 years it might be only worth 3 lakhs, it has depreciated by 2 lakhs. Despondent, sad, without much hope. She was becoming increasingly despondent. A mood of despondency set her when she came to know that she failed in all the exams. Detrimental, harmful. The detrimental effects of the sun on the skin. If there is an attack on the border, it will be detrimental to the peace process. Discretion, freedom to decide what to do. Use your discretion in spending this money. Dispel, to remove something, especially a feeling. His speech dispelled fears. Disseminate, to spread information, knowledge or something. Internet helps in disseminating information. Divergent, tending to move apart in different directions. Two roads diverged in the yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, is the beginning of a wonderful poem. The poem is The Road Not Taken. Dwindle, become gradually less or smaller. So it doesn't become suddenly less, but gradually. The dwindling popularity of the politician. The dwindling audience in a cinema. We are continuing with session 4. This recording has been made at Dream Chasers, a training institute in Chennai, India. We can be reached at 9941436511. Our website is www.dreamchasersindia.com. Differential, showing a difference. Differential treatment of some prisoners, especially VIPs. So in jail, some people are treated with respect and all facilities are given to them. So that's differential treatment. Distend, to swell or to expand. Distended bellies of starving cows. Efface, to erase. To efface a person's memory means to remove his memories. Effigy, EFFIGY, a crude and ugly model of a person. For example, effigies of politicians are burnt on the streets. Effusive, unrestrained or excessive in emotional expression. Profuse, overflowing, effusive praise. Emancipate, to free from slavery, emancipation of slaves. Emancipate could also mean to give equal rights to women or for minorities. Women emancipation. Embrace, to hug. To embrace a social cause means to take it up willingly or eagerly. Erratic, not happening at regular times, not following any particular plan. An erratic power supply. Erroneous, ERRONEOUS, not correct, based on wrong information. Erroneous conclusions. Infamous, well known but for the wrong reasons, for being bad or evil. Notorious, Veerappan was an infamous smuggler. Evanescent, fleeting, temporary, vanishing very quickly. Ephemeral, transitory. Exasperate, extremely annoyed, especially because you cannot do anything to improve the situation. After fighting with her husband for a long time, the exasperated wife asked him, "What should I do?" Expedient, practical, but something that is based on self-interest and not based on principles. That is, if you do something to make sure that you get whatever you want, then you are being expedient. It need not be right. Expedite, to speed up. In many government offices, money will expedite things. Misdemeanor, a small crime, especially one which has a sentence of less than 1 year as punishment, while felony is a grave crime like rape, murder, etc. Misery, great suffering of the mind or body. A miserable person suffers a lot. Mitigate, to make something less harmful, to mitigate poverty. Erosion can be mitigated by planting trees. Mollify, to make somebody feel less angry or upset, to placate. His explanation failed to mollify her. Mollify means to pacify. Momentary, lasting for a very short period of time. Momentary confusion, transient, could be a synonym. Moribund, dying. Moribund civilization, a moribund language. Sanskrit is considered by many to be a moribund language. Mortify, one of the meanings is to humiliate. To mortify also means to discipline oneself by self-inflicted privation or by self-denial, or in medicine it means to become gangrenous. Motley, consisting of many different types of people or things that do not seem to belong to a particular group. A motley group of people would be various types of people, like a poet, a scientist, a mathematician, all coming together. A motley collection of paintings. Mulct, to fine, to impose a penalty. Mulct also means to cheat. Mundane, not interesting, dull, a mundane task. BPO jobs are considered to be mundane, a mundane existence. Nascent, not fully developed, beginning to exist. BPO industry in India is a nascent industry. Nebulous, not clear, vague, a nebulous concept. Jaded, tired, worn out, fatigued. A person may become jaded if he is forced to work long hours. Jaunty, lively, with enthusiasm. With jaunty steps, they headed to the waterfall. Lackluster, lacking brilliance or vitality. Lackluster performance. Lament, to mourn, to grieve. Lament could also mean to regret. Latitude, one of the meanings is the parallel lines to the equator. Latitude, the other meaning would be the scope, the freedom. You have the latitude to do whatever you want with this money. Liaison, Liaison. One is an illegal affair. The other meaning is a channel for communication. He is the president's liaison with the Congress. Lethargy, laziness, sluggishness. Manifest, to prove. The buildings in Rome manifest a high level of architectural sophistication. Manifest is also a record of items that are carried in a ship. Meager, very less in amount. When something is extremely low, we'll call it meager. A meager salary, a meager resources. Minion, a servile favorite or anybody who behaves like a servant. Politicians are surrounded by minions. They will do anything for the politician. Misanthrope, someone who dislikes people in general. Misapprehension, misunderstanding. To avoid misapprehension, please repeat the instructions once again. Indignity, humiliating or degrading treatment. Inert, unable to move or resist motion. He lay inert with his eyes half closed. Inert gases are those gases that do not react easily. Infirmity, the state of being very weak or ill. The infirmities of old age. We all fear disabilities and infirmities. Innovation, to introduce new things or ideas or ways of doing something. Innovation is very much required for Indian companies to succeed. Insinuate, to suggest by indirect allusion or hints or innuendos. I insinuated that I did not like the girl. Insinuate also means to introduce oneself in a subtle manner. He insinuated himself into the conversation of the people at the nearby table. Instigate, to provoke or stir up. Politician instigate fights. To instigate a program of economic reforms. Intercept, to stop something from reaching its destination. Reporters intercepted him. To intercept signals. Interdict, an official order that prohibits something. He obtained an interdict to stop construction of the house. Intermittent, stopping and starting at irregular intervals. Intermittent rainfall. Intermittent bursts of applause. Invoke, to call on a higher power for assistance. She stretched out her hand and tried to invoke the Greek god. Irksome, irritating. I found the restrictions irksome. This concludes session 4. This recording was made at Dream Chasers, a training center in Chennai, India. We can be reached at 9941436511. Our website is www.dreamchasersindia.com. If you found this useful, do send us a mail at vrdreamchasers@gmail.com. V for victory, R for race, DREAMCHASERS @gmail.com. Thank you.